Jake Luton? Jake Luton. You can't make this up. You really can't make this up. You really y'all thought I was playing when I was talking about the secondary, right? Y'all had to. Y'all had to think I was playing. Y'all had to think I was playing when I was talking about them running backs too. Y'all really did. Y'all really had to think I was playing. What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sports topic, and today we're gonna talk some football. Houston Texans football. Today we gonna talk about the Houston Texans finally getting a second win against the only team that can act like they can beat this year, and that's the Jacksonville Jaguars. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-25. But does it really mean anything? Does it? Does it really mean anything when... Does it really mean anything? Because maybe Jacksonville's just as bad as you. And that's the only reason why you can beat them. They tried out a guy by the name of Jake Luton, who's made his... Not only was he making his first NFL start, it's the first time the dude put on jerseys and pads. He's been a healthy scratch all year long. He actually looked like a competent quarterback. So does that mean that Jacksonville might have found something sneaky good? Or the Texas defense is just that damn bad? But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Like I said, the Houston Texans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-25. Your quarterback Deshaun Watson was 19 of 32 for probably his worst percentage this year for 59.4%, 208 yards, averaging 8.8 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 2 sacks, quarterback rating of 109. Deshaun Watson also led the team in rushing with 10 rushes for 50 yards. Duke Johnson had 16 carries for 41 yards and 1 touchdown. And David Johnson only had 2 carries for 16 yards. He left the game with a concussion after a pass. We're going to talk about that. Will Fuller targeted 5 times, had 5 catches for 100 yards, averaging 20 yards per catch with a touchdown, long 77. This makes 6 straight games in a row, which is a Texans franchise record for the most touchdowns consecutively. He broke Hopkins. He tied Hopkins in the last game against Green Bay with 5. Now he's actually broken Hopkins' record as the most consecutive touchdowns in a row by Will Fuller with 6 in a row. Brandon Cooks was targeted 9 times for 3 catches for 83 yards, 1 touchdown. The touchdown coming off, I think it was the second play of the game for the offense. Texans finally scored on the first drive, but we're going to talk about that off a 57-yard touchdown. Duke Johnson was targeted 4 times, caught 4 catches for 32 yards. Darren Fells targeted 3 times with 2 catches for 26 yards. Randall Cobb targeted 3 times for 3 catches for 21 yards. And Akins targeted 4 times. Akins came back today. Was targeted 4 times for 2 catches for 19 yards. And David Johnson targeted 1 time. Didn't make the catch, but got knocked out the game. JJ got his 100th sack today. Got strip sack. JJ got his 100th sack today. Now let's talk about the Jags. Because this defense. The guy, like I said, Jake Luton was 26 of 38 for a completion percentage of 68.4, 304 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, was sacked twice, had a quarterback rating of 902. Robinson, the rookie, had 25 rushes for 99 yards, averaging 4 yards a carry for 1 touchdown. Jake Luton almost had the game time touchdown. He ran 1 time for 13 yards and a touchdown. DJ Chark targeted 12 times, 7 catches for 146 yards and a touchdown. Conley was targeted 8 times for 7 catches for 52 yards. Eifert was targeted 5 times for 4 catches for 49 yards. Thompson was targeted 4 times for 4 catches for 35 yards. This defense is so bad, it's not even funny. Now, we were down to Phillip Gaines and Hargraves being your number 1 and 2 corner because Conley hasn't played none this year, and Roby got disciplined for some strange reason. I don't know what it is. To be honest, I really don't give a damn. You fucking 1-6. You can 1-6 come into today's game. what did he do that was so bad that you like, oh no, we gotta punish you? Well, you 1-6. Now maybe they was thinking like, oh, maybe they would think on the other side, well, we know we're 1-6, it really don't matter, so we can go ahead and discipline them, whatever. I think this might be a concern for Bradley Roby. Going forward, to be honest with you, what probably is going to help out Bradley Roby is that this team is so bad and don't know how to fix it. Because you don't have high draft picks and you don't have a lot of cap space to bring in a lot of guys. And one of the guys that I definitely want the Texans to bring in just got traded to the Titans, Desmond King, this past week. Even though he's still going to be a free agent, but I got a video talking about that when I'm breaking down what the Texans should do coming up this offseason for the 2021 season. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more and break it down a little bit more in that situation. But it's clear today. Today was clear that you had my two positions of concern, the running back and the secondary. Those two positions have to get fixed going forward. You let a guy who I think was a 6th-round draft pick, who, like I said, now he ain't never made a start, ain't never put on a jersey, They probably only got to spell the man's name right. His jersey was cut, the name patch was coming off the jersey. They had to iron some stuff on probably for him to get into the game because they didn't know who he was. That's probably what happened. And you let him go out there and slice and dice your defense for 306 yards. And then let him run in and stiff on my boy Gennard. Jonathan Gennard finally got some playing time. And he looked he got embarrassed. He got Derrick Henry stiffed on him going in for the touchdown that could have potentially tied the game and sent this game to overtime. And you've been in another situation like that. That's the bad news. The bad news is that the secondary is so bad that I say he only had one pick. Hargraves had a pick. He should have, not Hargraves, but the defense in total possibly should have had 5 picks. It was balls, and not just, they just didn't get their heads around and like they had a chance, and if they would put their hands up, they would have got picks. No, balls was hitting dudes in the hands. And they couldn't come up with the interception. Phillip Gaines had about 2 or 3 of them. Hit him square in the hands, just boom, boom. Just boom, 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 boom. Like, come on, man. Guys not making plays. We have no playmakers on this defense. At all. At all. We have no playmakers on this defense. DJ Chark, look, and actually I like DJ Chark. DJ Chark is a nice receiver. DJ Chark was out there balling with their first touchdown, like a 7-something yard on the first drive of the game. Like, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing out here? And in the beginning, it looked like it was about to be a Big 12 shootout because the Houston Texans finally scored on the opening drive. Let's talk about the offense right now because the Houston Texans finally scored on the opening drive the first time since, I think it was the Denver game back in 2018 under Deshaun Watson. I know last year against A.J. McCarron. With A.J. McCarron, the last game of the season against the Titans, they scored on the opening drive. And then also in the playoffs against the Kansas City Chiefs, we scored on the opening drive. But in the regular season under Deshaun Watson, they finally got off the snide and finally scored on the opening drive. It's the first time, I think, in 30-some-odd games. And it happened against the Jacksonville defense. Now, hey, it was a nice play. Brandon Cooks hit the seam and turned upfield. Great play by Brandon Cooks. Great play. We need more of that. The touchdown to Will Fuller when Will Fuller cut up and was able to find the crease there, able to get the reception from Watson and turn up into the end zone out there. I think he beat Fulton, if I'm not mistaken. Henderson. C.J. Henderson. If I'm not mistaken, he beat C.J. Henderson. Just like he actually beat C.J. Henderson in the first half, but C.J. Henderson ended up getting a pass interference because he pushed him in the back. Deshaun kind of overthrew him slightly, but C.J. Henderson he still pushed him in the back. You got beat, but Fuller probably wouldn't have made that catch. That's a rookie mistake on C.J. Henderson. That's a rookie mistake. Even though Fuller's beat you, the ball is out of reach. You just let it fly. That push in the back, that little small little shove, that was pass interference. It's something you don't do. Like I said, that's a rookie decision. A rookie mistake. I'm pretty sure he probably cleaned it up going forward. But this from the offensive standpoint of this game, once David Johnson went down, you had to utilize Duke. And I said I like Duke a lot. Duke is not a running back. He's a slot receiver playing the running back position. Your leading rusher was Deshaun Watson today by 50 yards. Will have 50 yards rushing. And Deshaun Watson looked very comfortable running the football. He looked very well. And amazing that once you start running with Deshaun Watson, the offense opens up a little bit more. You know why? Because now the defense is afraid of Deshaun Watson's legs. I'm not saying you need to go out there and use him like Lamar Jackson or use him like Michael Vick. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying, you need to implement using the running game with Deshaun Watson a little bit more to help open up this offense. Because the way these defenses are going to do, because we have smaller receivers, yes, they faster, but they're smaller receivers. The defense like to sit on them. So what you need to do to open it up a little more, open it up a little bit more, is able to run the football. And we know that we don't have a legitimate ground game with our running back situation because David Johnson, not it. Duke Johnson, even though I like him, he's more of a slot receiver playing running back. So what you need to do is you need to use number 4 to open up the offense a little bit more by using his legs. Something that I don't understand why they weren't doing early on. Bill O'Brien, maybe if you would have did that, you might save your job, but that's a conversation for another day. But it do seem like once they started using Deshaun Watson's legs a little bit more, it started opening up the offense, and Deshaun was able to spread the ball even more, and was able to slice and dice his defense. Now, the story of the game from the offense standpoint, not only the lack of the running game outside Deshaun Watson, is that missed opportunities. Because Deshaun, like I said, Jacksonville scored in the opening drive, Texans scored in the opening drive. After that, we were able to get them on 3 and out. Then the Texans able to move the football. The Texans moved the football quite a bit in the first half, but a lot of miscues. You had two drives that got started out in the red zone, and you had to kick 2 field goals. And then right before the half, Duke Johnson fumbled and gave the ball back to Jacksonville. And yes, that was bad by Duke Johnson, but the 2 plays before that. Well, 2 plays before that, Deshaun Watson throws a pass to Will Fuller. They get the first down. The very next play, that was Will Fuller's first catch of the game. The very next play, Will Fuller beats, I don't know what corner it was. It might be C.J. Henderson, but I have to go back and look. He beats his corner on a double move, but Deshaun Watson he tries to hit up Jordan Akins when Will Fuller was wide open down the field. And that's a big play that normally Deshaun goes after, but he didn't take that chance. He went after the small play. It was an incomplete pass. And then the next play, they run with Duke Johnson, and Duke Johnson fumbled the football. I think it would have been a touchdown if he would have threw it up to Will Fuller. And then I think on the drive before that, it was a play where he actually when he actually had Will Fuller open, but he took the underneath route to Brandon Cooks, which in that decision was the smart decision because if he would have tried to fit in the Will Fuller had his defender over the top, and Brandon Cooks' defender was in the bottom of the flat. His defender could have came up and he would have got easy interception, depending on how Deshaun Watson went through the football. Deshaun Watson doesn't have a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen type of arm strength or Aaron Rodgers type of arm strength, so he might not be able to fit it in that window tight enough that only Fuller could have catch it. So he made the right decision on that standpoint to throw to Brandon Cooks. But later on, when he had the double move when Will Fuller had the double move on the corner on the DB, you should have took that. You should have took that big shot. That's a big shot that I would have wanted you to take. The first one that you passed up on, I agree that was the right decision. That was the right way to read the defense. On the second opportunity, I don't agree with that. I think that was a bad read. Nothing wrong with taking the check down, but you had a guy beating the guy on the double move. You should have took that. And I'm not saying that you the reason why Duke Johnson fumbled, because at the end of the day, Duke Johnson, you got to carry on. You got to hold on to that ball. But we wouldn't be talking about Duke Johnson fumble if we throw the Will Fuller and he gets a touchdown in that situation. That's all I'm saying. Like, sometimes you have to pick your battles. And on one time he chose not to pick the battle, and it was the right decision. The second time, I wish he would have took the chance and took the deep throw, took the deep shot to Will Fuller. That's just my personal opinion on that situation. But I don't want to say this. Deshaun Watson didn't play great. He played decent enough to win. The same thing with the receivers. I mean, Jacksonville's just not a good football team. Neither are the Texans. That's really what it boils down to. You have 2 bad football teams basically trying to choke each other out for a win. That's really what it comes down to. Now you 2-6. You have, like I say, Cleveland next week, the Patriots after that, and Detroit. there's a chance that by Thanksgiving, because you played the Detroit on Thanksgiving Day, by Thanksgiving you probably could be. There's a chance you could be 5-6, and maybe if you 5-6, maybe you find a way to get back into this whole playoff situation. Who knows? Who knows what goes on with the rest of the AFC at that point in time? And also they talk about possibly because of the whole COVID situation of opening up an 8th playoff spot. So that the NFL can do you another favor by opening up another playoff spot. But we can talk about that. We 2-6 right now. That's not something we should talk about right now at this moment. If we get to 5-6, then we could talk about it then. But as it stands right now, that's not a conversation we're gonna talk about. We're talking about what we seen today, and what we seen today was just a bad secondary and a bad running game. We knew this running game was bad already with David Johnson. It seemed like it took a David Johnson injury to stop them from running the football, because I don't know why they kept on running the football with David Johnson in the first place, especially after Bill O'Brien was fired. But now you see exactly what's behind David Johnson, and you don't have nothing behind David Johnson. Just like they tried to run a read option with Buddy Howe, and that's when Deshaun Watson kind of bumbled it and was able to recover it though. But why were you running a read option with Buddy Howe? I would run the. Why? Why would you want to do that? Do you really want to get do you really I'm gonna make a decision on the fly to give it to Buddy Howe? No, I'm gonna keep it myself. I'm it wasn't even a question. I already know what I'm going to do with the football. I'm not giving it to him. I'm either keeping myself and run or I'm gonna pass it. But I'm not gonna give the football to him. So I didn't really like that aspect of it. But you gotta find a way to fix this ground game. You have to find a way to fix this ground game. I think the most important thing is to possibly find the secondary, because no matter how, even if you found the ground game, I don't care how great this offense is, you're going to be in the same situation that you were in a lot of Deshaun Watson great games, the Philadelphia games, the game against the Patriots his rookie year, the game against Seattle, the game against the Chiefs, the game against New Orleans, the game early this year against the Titans. You're gonna find yourself in a lot of these decisions that Deshaun Watson puts on an awesome performance, and the defense gives it away right at the end of the game. Right then, you're gonna find yourself in that situation a whole lot if you don't fix the secondary. I've been saying this for 3-4 years now. I've been saying this since 2016. So I've been saying this for 4 years about the secondary, and you have yet to fix the secondary. And then you have the nerve to discipline Bradley Roby. I want to know exactly what he did. What did Bradley Roby do that was so bad that you nah, cuz he can't play today. He can't play. Nah, we have to take a stand. You're 1-6. Really? Really? Now maybe they felt because it was a rookie quarterback and a no-name, a quote-unquote no-name quarterback that we don't need Bradley Roby. Maybe that's how they felt. And obviously they're wrong, because we already know how it goes down when it comes to this franchise. If a no-name is starting at quarterback, he gonna have a game. Because we know how it's no Fitzmagic. Y'all remember the first time Fitzmagic played football in the NFL? We don't want to know who that against. Take a wild guess of who that was against. Yep. He came in the NRG as a rookie. Now, he didn't start that game. I think Mark Bolden started that game. Got hurt. Fitzpatrick comes in. And they were down. The Rams were down that game. Fitzpatrick comes in, takes the game to overtime, and beats the Texans. Kyle Allen last year. Oh boy, this year. Gardner Minshew looked decent last year in his first start. If a no-name quarterback comes and plays the Texans, you might want to bet with that no-name quarterback. And that's been going on since forever. This ain't nothing new. This ain't a Bill O'Brien issue. This ain't not Philip Gaines, but what the boy name is, Brian Gaines issue, Rick Smith issue. This is just a Texans franchise issue altogether. This has just been going on since 2002. If a no-name quarterback is about to play the Houston Texans, you might want to. That no-name quarterback probably gonna have a good, decent game against the Houston Texans. That's just how it's been going. So, in saying that, they need to find a way to fix the secondary, and they need to find a way to fix this run game. Now, the problem is you can't fix it this year because I don't think Conley's playing this year. I don't know what's going on with Bradley Roby. So this is the situation that we stuck in for the remaining 8 games. Now, hopefully, the Texans can make the rest of the 8 games more exciting, able to get some more wins, and like I said, hopefully, possibly, we could be in the situation that we could be looking at 5-6. And then our outlook on the season could be completely different. We might have a different taste in our mouth. We might be feeling a little bit different if we 5-6 with a chance to get to 500. Let's get us to that point first. Like I said, we gonna cross that bridge when we get there. But all in all, like I say, Deshaun Watson had 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no turnovers. Not a great game, but a decent game, especially a decent enough game to win. Will Fuller had his 4th 100-yard game this season. Will Fuller is on pace to have a breakout year. He is tied. No, he's 1 touchdown shy of his career high. Career high is 7. That was Deshaun Watson's rookie year. He's at 6, so he needs 2 to break that. 1 to tie, 2 to break that. And I think he's at 590 yards. If I'm not mistaken, I think his career high is 600 and something yards. Let me look and see exactly what Fuller's career high in yards, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, his career high is at 670, and he's at 590. He's at 590. So he possibly could get his career high in yards and tie his career high next week against the Cleveland Browns. So we gonna talk. We let's see. But it's not. It shouldn't be hard for Fuller to get a career high because this year is the year that he more likely, like I said, was considered the number 1 receiver. He hasn't been that way because you had Hopkins here the first couple years of his career. So that's really not a stretch for him to have a career year this year. But I don't know. Houston Texans finally get their 2nd win. Oddly enough, is against Jacksonville. So the Houston Texans have multiple wins, but still have only beaten 1 team, and that's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hopefully they can change that going forward. But we gonna see. We gonna see. Because we don't want to give the Dolphins a top 5 pick. Like I know I'm not. I don't want the Dolphins to have a top 5 pick because of us. That's how embarrassing it is. Especially if the Dolphins is still in play. Not only to make the playoffs, they ain't play to win their division because they're only 2 games behind Buffalo, and they ain't played Buffalo yet. They have a chance. No, they're a game behind Buffalo. They're a game behind Buffalo and haven't played Buffalo yet. So there's a chance that they could sweep. If they sweep Buffalo, they definitely win the division. But they really just got split against Buffalo. So there's a strong chance that the Dolphins could even win their division, let alone make the playoffs, and fuck around have a top 5 pick because of you. That's not, cuz. Ain't even that type of party, man. So we gotta fix that. So we definitely have no incentive to lose. Jacksonville does. Jacksonville, they could be taken for Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, whatever the case may be. And if they get a franchise quarterback, the way the Texans made this kid look, it's going to be a long season for the next couple of years if we don't fix this secondary. Like, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I'll holla.